Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to Tay TV. My video, I will be reacting to why Boruto becoming the new Itachi say Boruto character, and I never looked at Boruto's character from Itachi perspective. You guys already know what Itachi did and why I like Itachi is such a popular character, because Itachi like sacrificed everything to protect the hidden leaf village, but the only person he couldn't kill was Sasuke. But this is my first time watching this video, so I'm going to see this video perspective, and you guys let me know what you guys think.
Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Boruto 2 Blue Vortex discussion. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about why this latest manga chapter giving us confirmation of Boruto's fate within the village, where the elders are holding Shikamaru's feet to the fire and demanding that he continue the manhunt to execute Boruto, is a really big deal and is much needed for the character. From the moment Boruto as a character went from a concept to a proper character introduced into the story, to say that things have been a bit rocky for the road for the character that he's traveled on to get us where we currently are, it would be a major understatement. To fully appreciate what we have right now with the current Boruto, we have to take a deeper look in universe and in the fandom itself to truly see what we have here with Boruto Uzumaki. The character was and is an exemplification of the whole undesirable to desired trope that you see so much in storytelling, and for Boruto as a character, that ran the danger of it actually being a bad thing. First impressions, they're everything, and sadly, it doesn't take too much for someone to create a false narrative based off of that first impression, for right or for wrong. That ends up being parroted by people once the meme goes too far, or the echo chamber goes from a few people chronically online saying it to it being as loud as a sonic boom in terms of the explosiveness because of how far it actually spread unchecked. Boruto was previously at a point that years ago I joked with my guy Eternal Hokage. That Boruto getting a manga is what happened if Sakura Uchiha ever got a manga. It wouldn't matter whether or not there was quality writing or if none of the laws in the Naruto universe are broken. You'd have a large chunk of the fandom who would immediately take a dump on it, even if it literally did the same thing that Naruto's manga did. We saw that with Boruto, where elements that were introduced in Naruto's manga, Boruto repeats it or Boruto builds onto them, but due to the unlikability that the character had for several years, it led to disingenuous takes, like the whole "I miss when ninjas in this series use hand seals," that whole debacle that still gets disproven when you actually read the material and you actually watch the anime. From the start, the character faced an uphill battle. Naruto chapter 700 came out in 2014, and it was a super divisive moment because you had fans invested in the pairing wars back then, where a chunk of the fandom hated Boruto because he was the son of Naruto and Hinata instead of the son of Naruto and Sakura, with even Kishimoto's own wife and the female staff at Studio Piro being pissed off when the reveal happened in the manga. Then you had another chunk of the fandom who saw him and they went, "This kid is a Naruto clone. I can never support him. He's out here pulling pranks for attention and he's a brat like Naruto."
This is my first time seeing this, and I didn't even know that Boruto messed up the Hokage mountain like Naruto did. That's something I didn't even know about. It's my first time seeing this.
So in full transparency, I was one of the people in the latter group who didn't care for it, even though I could see the narrative reason behind it, because it all came full circle. Naruto started the manga wishing he had a family and acting out for attention, to now in chapter 700 he's a father and having a son acting out for attention. His own father sacrificed a lifetime with Naruto for the sake of the village, and Naruto sacrificed time with his son in order to take the Hokage position. I got it, but I wasn't necessarily a fan of it, and I was not alone. Several months later, we get to Naruto Gaiden, the 7th Hokage in the Scarlet Spring, and we see that Kishimoto made the switch from chapter 700, teasing us that Boruto was the main character for the manga that Kishimoto was drawing in 2015, to us learning that it was actually Sarada, and in this, Boruto's character, he got a tweak. He wasn't the prankster that we saw in chapter 700, but he was the brat who wanted his father's attention, and I thought it humanized him by both showing him smiling knowing that his father was training him using shadow clones, but then getting upset that his father couldn't make time for him, and then getting upset that his father was so busy he couldn't even stop by to get the lunch that Hinata made for him. It set the foundation for what we got in Boruto the movie, which Masashi Kishimoto originally intended to draw as a manga volume, until Shueisha and the production committee killed those plans and demanded the script be reworked alongside Kodachi to make it into Boruto Naruto the movie. We saw bratty Boruto on steroids, but at the end of the movie, we saw father and son make things up, and it made the disrespectful moments you saw with Boruto prior to this a lot easier to swallow because the journey had a huge payoff. It didn't take tens upon tens of episodes to get you there. It was a short 90-minute film. However, the problem with this is that while Boruto Naruto the movie is the highest grossing movie in the entire Naruto IP, whatever your favorite Naruto movie was, Boruto the movie outgrossed it. You can make the argument that due to the repetition of the anime for 2 years later, the sheer volume of seeing bratty Boruto, it created a negative impression of the character, particularly for a lot of fans who were new and had not seen Boruto Naruto the movie, which I remember back then, just based off of my own anecdotal evidence, how many people were thinking that Boruto and Shikadai were going to be on a team together and that Kakashi or Sasuke would be the sensei for Boruto's team, even though the movie literally shows us the teams and who their senseis are. For a lot of people, this was their first look at Boruto's character, and to see the repeated disrespect he showed for such a beloved legacy character in Naruto, it rubbed people the wrong way, and you still have people who checked out on the series within the first 50 episodes of the anime. They were still parroting the line that Boruto's a disrespectful brat, large in part because the anime cuts out 16-year-old Boruto's monologue that starts the story with him saying that he was a brat at the beginning who didn't understand his father's role as Hokage, which for the life of me, I can never understand who greenlit that idea of cutting that important context out the script for the anime's first episode. The damage was done, but this plot twist with the omnipotence brought a noticeable jump in interest from people who previously dropped the series, and some of the main ones that were parroting those talking points were either walking back the statements, saying that they were wrong, and now they're suddenly making Boruto content, or they clearly read the series and knew exactly what was going on, but they're too dug in on being haters, or you have people who dropped the series and they actually read the manga with an open mind, and kudos to them. They said, hey, this feels like a Naruto sequel. The character isn't as bad as I thought it was. Nothing wrong with doing that. I did that with Black Clover. You just gotta be transparent with it. That one plot twist took Boruto, the prodigy that not everyone could relate to, since most of us, we aren't prodigies. Most of us have to work for whatever we get. And by making him the hated outcast, it's something more people could relate to, because all of us, no matter who you are, no matter how well liked you are, you've been in a situation where you've been in a room where people didn't like you due to no fault of your own, just from their own perception of you that may or may not be rooted in any type of fact, and it very well could be based off of a lie. But perception is reality, and sometimes you can't change people's perception of it. All of us have been in that position where we know that there's a truth, but there are people who refuse to listen to it because it's us saying the truth, and that's where Boruto is.
Are you struggling to become a successful trader? What if I told you I make between $1,000 to $15,000 a day?
That's where Boruto is in this universe, and the elders taking that hardline stance with Boruto is only going to further add to his character because it gives us something to root for. He's the underdog, climbing the hill to right the wrong that was done to him, and he's facing real adversity while he's doing so, and the struggle is real. We're actually seeing Boruto struggle and take some real L's. He's the main character of his story, but he's not getting shoved down our throats like Cody Rhodes, who wins 97% of his matches and only lost 6 out of 149 matches over 3 years. With Boruto, we've seen him actually develop a character and eat losses and have real adversity that he's had to overcome, and it makes you appreciate the character so much more. It makes you root for the desired outcome. He's carrying the burden, being responsible for his sensei being turned into a tree, and lives in the constant fear that some reincarnation of Tobirama suddenly starts a tree-cutting business and chops down Sasuke to size. The very village that he wants to protect wants him dead for the murders of Naruto and Hinata. Murders that he didn't even commit. Murders that didn't even actually happen, but Kawaki lied to everyone, saying that he killed them. His life has been stolen by Kawaki. Everything he held near and dear to him inside the village, with the exception of Sarda and Sumire, it's all now gone from him. No more Thunderburgers for Boruto. He's being hunted by the Hidden Leaf Village. None of the other villages, larger and small, will ever take him in for that reason. he was a real enemy. He has a real enemy in the evolved Shinju that are out there hunting him down. And even if he were to defeat them, the elders make it clear it would make no difference. Just like the battle with Code, it changed nothing. He bears the same hatred and cross that Itachi had to carry for so many years as a rogue ninja. The masses, they were ignorant to the truth that he wasn't a villain that they thought he was, but instead he was a hero, protecting the village from the shadows, spying on the terrorist organization, the Akatsuki, and buying time to prevent Obito from harming Konoha as part of their agreement, all while he gambled on both Naruto getting stronger by the time the Akatsuki would come for Naruto last, instead to seal the beach in chronological order, and by Itachi's own plans to have Sasuke powered up by first awakening the Mangekyo. Then, when he would take Itachi's eyes to awaken the eternal Mangekyo, he planned that Shisui's crow emerged from Naruto and brainwashed Sasuke into protecting the village at all costs. He even programmed an Amaterasu transcription seal, a one-time usage of Amaterasu, to go off at the sight of Obito's Sharingan. Itachi massacred his own clan to both prevent a coup and the inevitable fourth ninja war that would have come as a result of what his clan would have created by taking over the village. Even with the Sasuke story of Sunrise revealing that Naruto had told people after the war that Itachi is a good guy. He's the one who got that Otensei reverse in, that without Itachi, I would never be able to fight Madara and Kage. I wouldn't have made it. Naruto stopped short of telling the truth about the massacre, and you still had some who took the words of the hero of the fourth ninja one. They said, yeah, that's got to be cap right there. It's why Sasuke, in that point of the story, was both annoyed with Naruto, thinking that Itachi wouldn't have wanted that info to go public, and he was also certain that while Naruto was planting seeds that might have people ask questions about the truth of the Uchiha clan, Sasuke was still skeptical that it would actually change anything, which was part of why Sasuke was annoyed with Naruto during this part of the timeline, something that, again, the anime didn't actually show you. They only showed you parts of that story. Boruto, right now, he's on a similar path, but this is where the beauty of Boruto being written as the next Itachi really comes into play. He has to have the shoulder to burden all the hatred of the village hating him, of knowing that the Hokage knows the truth, but he can't support him. The same way Hiruzen couldn't openly support Itachi. He's seen firsthand the true burden of what it means to be a Shadow Hokage and what it truly means to inherit Sasuke's ninja way. Before he had these grandiose ideas of what it meant to be a Shadow Hokage, now he sees it's not all sunshine and rainbows. However, because this was not growth that Boruto himself sought out, because this came as a result of a poisonous tree bearing fruit, when it's all said and done, we're likely going to see Boruto get the one thing Itachi never got, which is he'll get his flowers given to him publicly when this is all over. But the experiences that Boruto undergoes here, that's where the true pressure and struggle that we're seeing Boruto have, where there legit feels like there at times will be walls closing in on him.
Your time is limited. The time has come to wield your power and seal your fate.
Here's one thing you need to do before you buy anything online. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch.
This will give him the foundation that he needs to fully carry the torch that he wants from Sasuke, that he wants Sasuke to pass on to him. In our life, our experiences, they do define us to a certain degree. They leave behind residual effects on us that over time serve as a form of compound interest that molds us into who we actually become. But it's how we react to those moments that truly defines us.
Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 7 come out, but I basically get this video like Boruto's basically got to just do what Itachi has to do, just shoulder the hatred, because everyone doesn't know the truth. So it's going to get interesting as Boruto's stories go. So this is it for this video. Stay tuned for my next video. Thank you.